My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. 9/11, September 11, 2001. We had 3,000 Americans die, and arguably since then, fighting this war on terror, we've seen millions of people around the planet die. Now, it doesn't matter if you believe that it was completely an organic terrorist event that happened in September 11, 2001, or if you believed it was a government planned and executed attack on the United States. The fact of the matter is, it occurred, and because of it, we've seen the expansion of the military industrial complex, we've seen the expansion of the security industrial complex, and we've seen the destruction of the Constitution through legislation ranging from the Patriot Act to NDAA 2012 and continuing on. Now, in 2008, we had a financial terrorist event that was used in order to write legislation to give carte blanche to institutions that we call too big to fail and give even more power to the Treasury and even more power to the Federal Reserve System, this cabal of bankers that I believe personally are responsible for engineering these collapses, but either by their own ignorance and following some kind of Keynesian economic model or by design in order to gain more power and more control. The reason I'm rehashing history is because we need to come together in the alternative community. We need to come together and try to wake more people up if we want to avoid the next crisis, which I believe is at hand. We can't beat to death the people, our friends, our family, our coworkers, our loved ones that we're trying to wake up. We can't beat them to death with Building 7. We can't beat them to death with the conspiracy on Wall Street, between Wall Street and Washington, D.C. We have to say, look, these tactics were used, but this is what's coming next. We've seen governed by crisis. We've seen what it leads to. We will have another crisis on this planet. The next one is going to be bigger and badder than anything we saw financially in 2008. And we will have another political crisis on this planet. And it will make what happened in 2001 look like a walk through the park. We know what the end goal is going to be. Consolidate and control. Consolidate and control. So when we hear talk about Europe falling apart, understand, Europe has been held afloat by central banks for years at this point. In fact, a story came out today. European Central Bank, through one of its entities that it controls, the Emergency Liquidity Assistance Group, have been keeping Greece afloat for years, just as it has been Ireland, just as it has been Cyprus. Hundreds of billions of euros being pumped into banks in order to keep these countries from imploding. So when we see this implosion occur throughout Europe and we see a derivatives bomb go off across the planet, we have to understand that this isn't by accident. The same cabal of international globalist banksters who let loose the crisis in 2008 are going to let loose another crisis on this planet that again will make 2008 look like chump change and will, at the end of the day, because of acts that happened in 2001 and legislation that is put into place around the planet, we will see the military and security industrial complex turned on to the people of the world. We need to consolidate around what we already know and try to prevent what we truly believe is coming next. Stories are attached. That's all I got.